Imagine standing in front of a building so massive that it has survived for more than 4,500 years. A structure built without cranes, bulldozers, or modern machines. Yet it still stands today. Who built the Egyptian pyramids? And how did they achieve something that still amazes the world? This is the incredible story of the Egyptian pyramids. Around 5,000 years ago, one of the world's greatest civilizations was born along the banks of the Nile River. Every year, the Nile flooded the land, leaving behind rich soil that helped people grow crops. Villages became cities, and cities became a powerful kingdom known as Ancient Egypt. The rulers of Egypt were called pharaohs. Egyptians believed that the pharaoh was chosen by the gods and ruled with divine power. They believed that death was not the end of life, but the beginning of another journey. Because of this belief, they wanted their kings to have magnificent tombs that would last forever. Before the famous pyramids existed, Egyptian kings were buried in simple rectangular tombs called mastabas. But as Egypt became richer and more powerful, the pharaohs wanted something greater, something the world had never seen before. That dream would lead to the construction of the first pyramid and change history forever. Around 4,700 years ago, Egypt was ruled by Pharaoh Djoser. Unlike the kings before him, Djoser wanted a tomb unlike anything the world had ever seen. He wanted a monument that would stand forever and prove the greatness of his kingdom. To make this dream a reality, Djoser turned to his brilliant architect, Imhotep. Instead of building another flat tomb, Imhotep had an extraordinary idea. He stacked several mastabas on top of one another, creating the world's first step pyramid. It became one of the greatest engineering achievements of the ancient world. The step pyramid changed history forever. For the first time, people saw a gigantic monument built entirely from stone. It inspired future pharaohs to build even larger and more magnificent pyramids. Egypt had entered the age of monumental architecture, but the step pyramid was only the beginning. Future pharaohs wanted to build structures that reached even higher into the sky. Their ambition would eventually lead to the construction of the Great Pyramid of Giza, a wonder so extraordinary that it still amazes the world today. Around 4,500 years ago, Pharaoh Khufu ordered the construction of what would become the most famous pyramid in history, the Great Pyramid of Giza. It wasn't just a royal tomb. It was a symbol of Egypt's power, wealth, and extraordinary engineering. When it was completed, the Great Pyramid stood about 146 meters tall, making it the tallest man-made structure on Earth for nearly 3,800 years. It was built using an estimated 2.3 million stone blocks, each weighing between 2 and 15 tons. What makes the Great Pyramid even more incredible is its precision. Its four sides are closely aligned with the cardinal directions: north, south, east, and west. Even today, engineers admire the accuracy achieved by ancient builders using simple tools and remarkable skill. Despite centuries of research, many questions remain unanswered. Exactly how were millions of heavy stones lifted and placed with such precision? Historians continue to study the evidence, and new discoveries are still being made. The Great Pyramid remains one of humanity's greatest mysteries. For centuries, people have asked one question: how were the Egyptian pyramids built? Without cranes, trucks, or modern machines, ancient Egyptians somehow moved millions of massive stone blocks across the desert. Even today, their methods continue to amaze historians and engineers. The most widely accepted explanation is known as the ramp theory. Scientists believe workers built long ramps made of mud bricks, stone, and sand. Using wooden sledges and ropes, large teams slowly pulled the heavy blocks up these ramps until they reached their final position. For many years, people believed the pyramids were built by slaves. However, archaeological discoveries tell a different story. Evidence suggests that many of the workers were skilled laborers who were paid, fed, and housed near the construction site. They took pride in building monuments for their pharaoh. Although researchers continue to debate the exact construction methods, one fact is certain: the pyramids remain one of the greatest engineering achievements in human history. Their precision, size, and durability continue to inspire the world more than 4,000 years later. From the outside, the Great Pyramid looks like a giant mountain of stone, but inside, it hides a maze of narrow passages, mysterious chambers, and hidden corridors. For centuries, explorers have searched these passages, hoping to uncover secrets left behind by the ancient Egyptians. In recent years, scientists used advanced scanning technology to look inside the pyramid without damaging it. They discovered a large hidden void above the Grand Gallery. Although no one knows exactly why it was built, the discovery proved that the Great Pyramid still holds secrets waiting to be uncovered. Many people imagine the pyramids filled with gold and priceless treasures. However, when the Great Pyramid was first explored in recorded history, most of its treasures were already gone. Historians believe tomb robbers entered the pyramid thousands of years ago, long before modern archaeologists arrived. Even after centuries of exploration, the pyramids continue to raise new questions. Are there more hidden chambers? Were there secret passages that have never been discovered? With every new scientific breakthrough, researchers come one step closer to solving one of history's greatest mysteries. Ancient Egyptians believed that death was not the end, it was the beginning of a new life. They believed a pharaoh's soul would continue its journey into the afterlife. To prepare for that journey, the body had to be carefully preserved. This gave birth to one of history's most fascinating traditions: mummification. Mummification was a long and careful process that could take around 70 days. The body was dried, wrapped in fine linen, and placed inside beautifully decorated coffins. Egyptians believed that preserving the body would allow the soul to recognize it in the afterlife. Pharaohs were buried with jewelry, golden statues, furniture, food, weapons, and other valuable objects. They believed these treasures would be needed in the next life. Every royal tomb was filled with priceless items meant to accompany the king forever. In 1922, archaeologist Howard Carter made one of history's greatest discoveries: the tomb of King Tutankhamun. Unlike many royal tombs, it had escaped most ancient robbers. Inside were thousands of priceless artifacts that revealed the incredible wealth and craftsmanship of ancient Egypt. For decades, some people have claimed that the Egyptian pyramids were built by aliens. They argue that the massive stone blocks were too heavy for ancient humans to move. But despite these popular stories, there is no scientific evidence supporting this idea. Archaeologists have found tools, workers' villages, and construction records showing that the pyramids were built by skilled ancient Egyptians. Another famous legend is the Curse of the Pharaohs. People believe that anyone who entered a pharaoh's tomb would suffer terrible bad luck or even death. This story became famous after the discovery of King Tutankhamun's tomb. However, historians believe these mysterious deaths were mostly coincidences, not supernatural curses. Even today, scientists continue exploring the pyramids using advanced technology. Hidden passages and unexplored spaces may still exist inside these ancient monuments. Every new discovery brings us closer to understanding one of history's greatest engineering achievements. The pyramids have stood for more than 4,500 years, surviving wars, earthquakes, and the passage of time. They remain one of humanity's greatest achievements. But what is their true legacy, and why do millions of people still travel across the world to see them? More than 4,500 years have passed, yet the Egyptian pyramids still stand proudly in the desert. They have survived powerful earthquakes, harsh weather, wars, and countless generations. They are not just monuments. They are living symbols of one of the greatest civilizations in human history. Determination, creativity, and teamwork can achieve. Built with simple tools but extraordinary skill, they continue to inspire engineers, architects, and historians around the world. Their story proves that great achievements can survive the test of time. Even today, researchers continue to make new discoveries using advanced technology. Hidden spaces, ancient inscriptions, and unanswered questions remind us that the pyramids still have stories left to tell. Every discovery brings us one step closer to understanding the incredible world of ancient Egypt. The Egyptian pyramids are far more than giant stone structures. They are a message from a civilization that lived thousands of years ago, a message of ambition, knowledge, and human achievement. If you enjoyed this documentary, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join Hidden Files Discover for more incredible stories from history, archaeology, and science. Because every ancient stone has a story waiting to be discovered.